Hello, people of the internet. I am Nick from Motor City Magic, and today I'm going to come at you with a blue-white heroic budget deck for Dragons of Tarkir Standard. I had the deck for a while, got bored, decided to test build it. Oh god, so many rhinos, so many masteries, but the deck is probably one of the top 10 decks in the format in terms of viability. So hopefully it can take off again like it did during cons. Thanks, Tom Ross. But anyway, let's get into the deck profile. Mana base for at least this version is quite simple. We have 10 basic planes, and we have 10 basic islands. Now, there are a bunch of ways that you can edit this. You can play Flooded Strand, Tranquil Cove, Temple of Enlightenment, Evolving Wilds, Unknown Shores. There are so many things you can do. But because all my fetch lands are in my control deck, and all my temples and gain lands are with my friends, basics are your option. And the thing is, that's perfectly fine. The deck is consistent. On to heroic creatures. We're going to start with the 1-drop 4-favored Hoplite. He is the best thing you can do. You want to go turn 1 planes Hoplite all the time if you can. Which is also why you mulligan pretty aggressively, because you want to have a good curve. This is where the deck gets a little tricky with 4 Battle-Wise Hoplite. Sometimes in your opening hand you get Plains Island and you can drop them on turn 2, which is perfectly great. Otherwise you open up Island, Plains, and you can't drop him. So that's a little bit why the fetch lands and the temples are great, so you can drop him on turn 2 consistently. He's still in here. Eventually, if you're up against a control deck, you'll be able to drop him pretty efficiently, especially since if you go in the late game, he's perfect since you can scry through your deck with his heroic trigger. For Hero Azorius, he makes your auras cheaper to cast, he has heroic, he's 2 mana, he's perfect on the curve, especially if you open up Plains, you can drop him pretty easily. 2 of Crow and Skyguard. This is just in here because it has evasion. The only thing that can block it and live: Stormbreath Dragon, Master of the Feast, Butcher of the Horde, Sorens, Vampires, I guess, but there are not many flyers that are going to block this, especially once you're on turn 4. The last creature in the deck is a 3-of Heliod's Pilgrim. It's 3 mana for a 1/2 that when it enters the battlefield you get to search for an aura. There are 8 auras in the deck. Half of them are 1-ofs, so you can easily just drop this, go get your 1-of aura, put it on a creature, start punching face. That's it for the creatures. I believe we have 17. Instants. 1 in Johnny's Presence because end hostilities and Crux of Fate are cards and you want to protect your guys. 4 Defiant Strike. This is a filter. It's a cantrip, really. 1 white. Boom, your guy gets a counter and +1/+0, and you get to draw a card. So, and it's 1 white, so it doesn't get better than that. 3 Mortals Ardor. Most of my opponents have no idea what this card does and they don't play around it. It's 1 white for an instant. Target creature gets +1/+1 and lifelink, this is the reason I don't run Seekers. One of the 2 reasons, because A, I don't have them, and B, I just think this is better. You put it on a huge 5/5, you get a 7/7 lifelinker like a Hero of Azorius, and you just bash. That's about as good as you're gonna get. 4 God's Willing is protection because you get to scry, and removal sucks against you. And when you do this with Allies Hoplite, you get to scry from the heroic trigger and the scry off of this. So you can filter through your deck very fast when you do that. 2 Feet of Resistance for more protection, and it doubles the counters. So swag. That does it for the instants. Well, not, 1 Stubborn Denial in the main deck just because I want a hard counter spell. And Ferocious is very easy to get. Now we're done with the instants. 1 Treasure Cruise because Control is the best deck in the format, and you can just refuel. Enchantments. 1 Obstinacy, 1 Aqueous Form, 1 Ordeal of Heliod are 1-ofs. This is for DC Whip. Green White Devotion, anything that plays enchantments, Ascendancy combo. You can get it from your Heliod's Pilgrim, you can put it on your creature. This is a combo because you can hit them, sack this, and blow up an enchantment. Aqueous Form is great because it lets you scry and your creature can't be blocked. And Ordeal of Helia just gives you 10 life when you have 3 or more counters on it. And then the last card in the deck is a playset of Ordeal of Thassa. It's arguably one of the best cards in the deck because you can just draw 2 cards when your guy gets 3 counters. It'll never take you 3 turns to Ordeal unless you have it on Heliod's Pilgrim. In that case, you're either desperate or you're winning the game. That does it for the 60 card main deck. Let's go on to the side. We start with 2 Laguna Band Trailblazer. I can't speak today, I'm sorry. You know, it's a Yokedox, and it can just sit there. Oh, you have a Rebel Master? Block. You have a Monastery Swiftspear? Block. You have... this is just no aggro. Turn 1 Monastery Swiftspear. You play turn 1 Trailblazer if they don't have a pump spell. You're gonna be fine. 3 Stubborn Denials, because blue-black control, blue-white control, Jeskai control, anything with the word control in the title. Also, this can come in against mono red, because you can counter their token makers so that they don't just chump block you. 2 Erase, Ascendancy with Courser, Doomlike Giant, Eidolon. You get the point, it's good. It exiles enchantments, which aren't as big, but man. 1 Aerial Formation, this is for the red aggro decks. It's 1 blue, strive for your 2 blue. Any number of target creatures get +1/+1 in flying. So if you're up against a red deck, if they don't have a Tarkus command to give their guys reach, let's just say up here against mono green, it's turn 4, you got 3 creatures, you can just say, okay, strive, these 2 guys get flying, Aqueous form the other one, and then bam, you get to swing for like 14. The 4th Mortal Zardor for mono red, pretty simple. 2 Reality Shift, this is the thing I've been testing with. It's 1 in a blue, exile target creature, its controller gets to manifest. This is just, oh, you have, what's it, Wingmate Rock? Top of the, manifest it. I'm trying to think of huge creatures. Siege Rhino, manifest. Dragon Lord of Tarka, manifest. You get the point, the card's awesome. On to sorceries, we have 2 Glare Heresy because goddamn it, Siege Rhino, Elspeth, Sorin, Manus Rider, all that good stuff. And then the last 2 cards in the deck are 2 more Treasure Cruise because control's a bitch and you want to draw a bunch of cards like your opponent does. So that's going to do it for my blue-white heroic deck profile for Dragons of Tarkir Standard. Just note, I don't play Pacifism. The card is way too clunky in the deck. Just play Singing Bellstrike and kill them by then. Anyway, I'm Nick from Motor City Magic. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.